Howdy guys!
Howdy guys!
So I don't know about you, but these days, almost every time I go online, I feel very overwhelmed by the content that I see. Like, oh, I'm 22 and I just bought my dream home. Or look at all the designer stuff I bought this year. Or how I got my work from home job making $250K a year with zero experience. I'm the kind of person that's not easily influenced, but even I feel influenced by these, and it kind of makes me feel bad, like I'm not succeeding in life when I'm constantly being shown this type of stuff. So today, Jin and I wanted to make a video talking about our cost of living because we live very simply, and there's actually a term for that these days in the US. It's called de-influencing, aka how to save money and how to be happy with the things you already have in life.
요새 미국은 인플레이션 때문에 물가가 굉장히 많이 올랐어요. 그래서 미국 젊은이들은 돈 안 쓰기 챌린지를 하고 있는데 저희도 그런 걸 하고 있거든요. 그래서 저희가 한 달에 얼마 쓰고 어떻게 생활하고 있는지 말씀드리는 시간을 가져보도록 하겠습니다.
So before we begin, I just want to put out a little disclaimer. This is just how Jin and I choose to live our lives and spend our money. And if you choose to live your life differently or spend your money differently, that is totally okay. So I have some notes on my phone with some interesting facts to share with you guys. So the US Bureau of Labor Statistics released an analysis of data from 2022 that stated that the average family of two, which would be Jin and I, with no kids, on average spends $6,372 per month just for basic living costs.
Wow.
And a single person spends $3,693 a month. But Jin and I actually spend significantly less than even the single person household according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. I guess our spending would be considered at the poverty level. So on top of that, the median salary in Minneapolis where we live is $65,000 a year. Also, in Minneapolis, the Minnesota government released statistics about the basic needs costs to live in Minneapolis. The per household basic needs costs were estimated to be $71,625 per household. So in this area, you're spending over $70,000 just for your basic needs.
To live, to survive.
If I were to make like a pie chart of Jin and I's expenses every single month, I would say 2/3 of the pie is going to be spending necessary stuff, and the other 1/3 is everything else. So I want to give you guys a breakdown of exactly how much we spend. Okay? So again, I have notes here.
I let Raye deal with our money. That's why she's explaining it.
I am the king of this household. I am quite financially responsible, and I know the ins and outs of our finances like the back of my hand. Oh, that's a good English lesson.
What?
Like the back of my hand.
Oh, I see.
Like I know it better than anything. So for living expenses, those include rent, parking spot, utilities, including water, electric, and garbage, internet, a storage unit, pet rent, because that's something dumb that we have in America these days.
Pet rent.
Honey, you don't even have a job. Pay your rent. And renter's insurance, so 7 things total. We spend approximately $1,900 per month. Another major thing is our utilities here are extremely cheap.
I don't know why, but it's way cheaper than Korea somehow.
Way cheaper than any other apartment I've lived in too. We have used our AC every single day this summer, and we wash our laundry and dry our laundry multiple times per week and run our dishwasher every single day. Our utilities are usually less than $60 per month. It's incredible. Amazing. So good, because I've lived in places where it was $500 a month. $60 is a blessing.
I think if you want to live in the US, you should try to get a house or apartment that recently built, because like the insulation and everything is way better.
Energy efficiency too.
So Raye lived in a crappy 100-year-old apartment, and she had to spend like $500
Yeah,
for
$500 a month for not electricity, for just all of my utilities because it was very energy inefficient. So I never want to do that again. I really like that we live in such an energy efficient place. Second category is car insurance and car taxes. So for our car insurance, we pay bi-yearly, so twice a year, and our taxes we pay one time per year. If I add all of that up and divide by 12, we're paying approximately $140 per month.
I used to pay that like similar amount in Korea.
Yeah.
I think it's based on what car you drive, but for our case, luckily it's similar.
Yeah. So for example, my old clown car, my taxes were only $60 per year, which was so cheap because it was older than 10 years. But it's still not that bad. $140 per month is significantly cheaper than many people pay these days. I've heard crazy costs like $500 a month just for insurance. So we're pretty lucky. But that being said, many Americans have a car payment. We are very lucky that we don't have a car payment right now. And that's because Jin in Korea had a brand new Hyundai Santa Fe that he sold when we came here. I sold my mom's car when she passed away, and I sold my paid off car when we bought our new car. So combined, we sold 3 cars in exchange for our new car, which we also bought for a massive discount. Car payments though, in the US, the average is about $700 a month for a new vehicle, $600 a month for a used vehicle. That's a huge expense for many people. Next category is health insurance. We pay very similar to what we paid in Korea.
Because of our tax bracket, if you make so much money in Korea, you have to pay more money than the US.
I read recently that how the health insurance system works in Korea is you have to pay a percentage of your income. So I think it's 5% approximately of your income must go to the national health insurance system. Our health insurance cost right now is about $250 per month. It would be different for us if we worked for an employer because then we wouldn't have a choice for insurance, but because we're self-employed, we can kind of shop around for insurance and get a better rate, I guess. And the last necessary expense that we pay is our cell phone service. But even that we pay for the cheapest possible plan. Total for the two of us, it's only $40 a month.
미국에도 한국처럼 알뜰 통신사가 굉장히 많아요. 그래서 여러분들도 만약에 미국에서 핸드폰을 개통하셔야 된다? 그러면 꼭 대기업만 알아보지 마시고 알뜰 통신사도 알아보시길 바랍니다.
So if you add all of that together, just to live, like our absolutely necessary costs would be about $2,300 per month. And we've done extensive research about living in other cities across the US. And I think our basic needs cost of living is significantly lower than many places in the country. So very thankful for that.
Lucky that I married a Minnesota girl, not the New York City girl.
So next, I want to talk about things that Jin and I do spend money on pretty much without questioning. Oh, Goyangi came closer to me. Let's talk about how much we spend on you every single month, okay? So for our Goyangi, we are okay spending anything we need for her. Luckily, she's a good little gongju, so that is not very much money. We buy her food in bulk. We get her the best quality food we can. She eats both wet and dry food. We also give her only freeze-dried meat treats. She lives a very fancy gongju life. Total per month, I think her costs are about $20.
So cheap.
It's very cheap. Other one is major for us, and that is groceries. So Jin and I rarely eat outside of our house. So therefore, we feel justified in buying whatever we want from the grocery store within reason.
As long as it's healthy.
Sometimes we buy unhealthy food too.
That's good,
But that being said, we shop primarily at Costco. We just make it work. Many people say, oh, how can you only shop at Costco? But when we do shop for groceries, these days, we try to focus on getting good quality meat, fruits, vegetables, eggs. We try to avoid the frozen food and snack sections if possible. And one category that I really try to avoid is what I call liquid calories. So that is like juice, soda, smoothies, energy drinks, but Jin likes energy drinks, so that one's kind of hard.
And beer.
Jin likes beer, but what can I say? That's his vice, that's fine. Also, many people say, but Costco, the portions are just too big. How do you do that for just 2 people? Hello? There is such a thing as a vacuum sealer.
And then free Jin.
Yeah, so we bring our groceries home. Jin weighs them all out into portion sizes, and then we vacuum seal them all, put them in our freezer, and then they're good to go when we want to make a meal. I mean, when Jin wants to cook me a meal, because Jin is my personal chef. I do the budget and Jin cooks the food.
Yeah.
I love it. It's the best partnership, right?
그래서 가끔 보면은 레이가 한식 먹으려고 저랑 결혼한 것 같아요.
No way. I totally didn't do that. Nope. But moving on, a category Jin is really proud of is tools.
Oh, yeah.
It's more expensive to hire the job out than it is to buy the tools and research yourself and do the task yourself.
미국에서는 서비스가 들어간 거는 무조건 다 비싸요. 그래서 다 직접 DIY, do it yourself 해야 돼요. 예를 들어서 설명하자면 미국에서 머리 깎으려면 남자 머리도 한 $35. But if you go to Costco, the hair clipping full set is $40. So you can cut your hair forever and you get the full tool.
Or I just have something that is for me mostly. My one drink that I like is coffee. And it's kind of expensive to buy beans these days. So Jin bought a coffee roaster.
Yeah.
We can roast our coffee at home, and it costs like less than 50 cents a cup. Love that.
And also, Ray have never been to hair salon for 6-7 years.
I don't even know when I would have last gone to a hair salon.
So our monthly service budget is $0 because we don't even deliver our food.
Exactly.
$0.
And this category to me is extremely important, and that is education. Jin and I are happy to spend whatever we want on education because we feel that any improvement that we can make in ourselves is like a great investment. So for example, we will spend whatever money on books. Well, I will spend whatever money on books because I like to read. I have read over 15 books just this year alone, which is not that many, but hey, that's pretty good. So we'll also pay for things like educational lectures, in-person classes, or even like educational apps. And we've talked on our channel before about Rozetaston, but I want to bring them up again because they are an amazing language immersion program. They will teach you speaking, listening, reading, and writing across 25 languages. And they also have a lifetime membership that gives you access to all of their learning materials for life. My mom even bought this for my brother and I when we were kids. I still have it. Like, that's such a great investment. Because I was a teacher, I know how expensive tutoring can be, and you might not even make any improvement. That's why Rozetaston is really a fantastic option if you are interested in brushing up your language skills before going on a trip.
Did we only bring one towel?
Did we only bring one towel?
Or maybe you married someone from a different country like me and you want to learn their native language. Or even if you're just interested in self-improvement like Jin and I think Rozetaston would be a great option for you. Like I said, they do offer a lifetime membership, so you pay one fee one time and then you have access for life, so highly recommend. So next, we're entering the category of things that Jin and I do not spend money on or try our very hardest to not spend money on. Like, I can confidently say that Jin and I do not go to sit-down restaurants.
Ourselves.
Yeah. Unless we're invited by friends or something, or we're filming a video. We, in my memory, have only gone to one sit-down restaurant, just the two of us, without filming in the last 2 years.
And it was $25 Vietnamese pho place.
And it happened less than 2 months ago. Yeah. So that shows you how little we eat out. Eating out at a sit-down restaurant easily these days is gonna cost you $50. We would much rather spend $20 to $30 at Costco on some top quality steaks and grill them at home and have a fancy, fun-filled night.
Still cheaper than going to McDonald's and getting 2 meals.
That is the thing. Americans are so angry these days because the price even to go eat at a fast food restaurant is insane. Just Jin and I, probably minimum $20, $25 for fast food. Not worth it to us. Oh, this is a good one. It might sound sad to you guys, but we spend absolutely $0 on activities outside of our house. Like, if we want to do something out of our house, we usually do free activities or free hobbies. And Americans joke these days that just to step out of your house costs $100. And it's like not an exaggeration. So, for example, we no longer pay for a gym membership. Our gym closed down, so that broke our hearts. But the next best gym we could get will cost us almost $300 a month. Nah, because we can bike, we can walk, or we could canoe, or we could go ice fishing. So like there are many free options for us, and we're fine with that. Next category that I'm again 100% confident about is we do not spend money on drinks outside of our house.
Oh yeah, never.
With the exception of maybe Jin will buy a beer if we're meeting other people. Otherwise, never. I don't drink coffee out of the house unless we're traveling and there's absolutely no other option. Next category is one that people love to tease me about. But I'm fine with that. And that is clothing. The reason people tease me is because I just wear the same things all the time. But why am I being teased for wearing the same thing often? I'm being smart with my money and better for the planet, okay? How about we tease the people that buy 100 shirts and throw them all away after wearing them once? Because I think that's not a very wise thing. Next category is gonna sound interesting, but it is gas for our car. So I want you to know that our car is a giant SUV right now, and I used to drive a tiny sedan. Somehow our SUV is more fuel efficient than my old sedan, and we spend significantly less on gas now than I used to spend in my old sedan. So if I have to like estimate how much we spend on gas per month, it's probably under $100. Unless we're traveling, of course. We typically just like walk places if we can. Like if we can walk to the store, we will. And everything we usually do is within a 5 to 10 mile radius of where we live. So yeah, we don't have to consume too much gas. And gas in the US is cheap, especially where we live.
I think 270 was the lowest I've ever seen in Minnesota.
I thought there was a 250 once. Maybe at Costco. Yes, it's really
still so cheap.
Inexpensive here. Next one is like, we don't pay money for household stuff. For example, like if I look at our walls,
there's nothing.
There's nothing on our walls. We don't have any like throw pillows. We don't have any like decor.
All the furniture here, we bought this as soon as we came here. No, it's not.
No, we didn't. We camped in our house for like 3 months.
We had to use my camping chair and table for a few months because we had to wait until Thanksgiving Day.
For deals. And we also waited outside of the outlet store in the freezing cold to buy some of our furniture. But after we furnished this place, I can confidently say we haven't bought any other furniture. We don't buy any other household stuff. Our thing is we like to buy one good thing and take care of it as best as we can so that we don't have to replace it and we can just save money and use our money on other things instead. That was a big thing that I actually learned from Jin, and I'm really grateful to Jin for, is when I was extremely poor, say someone gave me $50. With that $50, I would have thought, how many items can I buy with this $50? However, the items I bought were not good quality and they wouldn't last me very long. So it was almost like I was throwing away $50. Instead, Jin showed me that it's much wiser to buy one good thing with that money, take care of it, and make it last. And that's what I've been doing ever since. But I know how hard that can be when you don't have a lot of like money to begin with, because that's been my whole life experience, so I understand. But still, I think you will be proud of yourself. By investing in good quality. You'll be able to love the item for many years to come. And yeah. Next category is we do not spend money on excessive, numerous personal hygiene or makeup products. As a woman, this is very hard because you have no idea how many videos I see that are like, you need all 10 of these lip tints. You need 20 different skincare items. So I think that is a huge like category that we try to be very minimal in, because personally there's no way I could use all of those products before they expire, and I don't want to waste my money. So Jin and I, for example, like we just buy one big moisturizer and share it.
Yeah, sure.
And then when it's done, we buy a new one. Okay? So that applies to everything. Like I just keep a few basic makeup items that work for me. I don't have like 20 lip tints. I have like 2. So it works for us. Another category you kind of touched on earlier, but we don't spend any money on our hair. Like I don't dye my hair, I don't cut my hair. We do it at home, cut our hair at home. We don't spend money on nails. Nails these days are so expensive. So if I want my nails done, I just do it at home. I don't spend money on Botox, fillers, spa treatments, and do I need Botox and filler?
Just check.
You know, I'm really okay with getting older. I saw a post online recently that was like, oh, it's a blessing to get older and not that many people, you know, get to become older. So
you should be proud of it.
Yeah, be proud of it. Like if you've got wrinkles on your face, be proud that you made it to the age that you made it to. So that's gonna be my mindset. I can't say that I'll never get Botox or something, who knows? So my mind might change, but for now, I'm sticking with it. Not gonna spend money on those categories. I think we save a lot of money by not spending in that category. And Jin also said we don't spend money on pretty much anything service related if we can help it. Not that we hate the service industry, but I just think, especially in the United States, you can save so much by just learning the skills yourself, buying the tools yourself, doing it yourself. And that might change if we get a house one day or something and we were really clueless. But I think for now we can figure most things out for ourselves. We're smart. Okay, last category I want to talk about is actually how to save money, like some tips for saving money. And I think the biggest tip I can give is try your best to not be influenced by social media to buy items that you already have or to buy excessive amounts of items, because I think there's just no value in it.
Yeah.
Next one is probably the most important to me, which is don't put yourself in debt just to like keep up with the Joneses, keeping up with other people that you see online. Never worth it, in my opinion. No item is worth putting yourself in debt, because that item's just not gonna matter 10, 15 years from now. Just don't cause yourself the stress. Don't pay much mind to people that want to criticize you. Like every day, I have to read comments complaining, why does Raye only wear the same couple of clothes? It doesn't bother me anymore because I know that I'm being like financially responsible, and the amount of stress that has just been like taken off of my shoulders by being a financially responsible person is amazing to me, and nobody's gonna bring me down by complaining that, oh, I wear the same jeans all the time. I know it's hard when people criticize you. Just try to not worry about it, because you're gonna feel so free. It's way better to be financially free than to like buy something that is too expensive and that's gonna cause you financial stress. Just don't worry about the haters.
It's a good mindset.
I also highly recommend that if you have any money left over at the end of the month, don't keep it in a checking account. Don't keep it in a regular savings account. Put it in a high yield savings account so you're at least gaining some decent interest on that. And better yet, if possible, invest in your retirement, or you could just open up a general investing account. Don't leave anything in your checking account. Even if it's $10, don't. It's not benefiting you. And last, I think investing in your health is always a great idea. As you get older, your health can get worse. Your medical expenses can be more severe. Even something like financial stress can cause you mental stress, which becomes physical stress and just ruins your body. Try to be calm.
Yeah.
Try to be positive, even if you're going through a hard time. Believe me, I know I've been going through a hard time for my whole freaking life. But try to be happy, invest in your health. I think you will have a better life because of it. So, all that being said, I know that was a long discussion, but I think circling back to the beginning, our cost of living here is quite low compared to the standard across the US.
poverty level.
Can you not call us poor? But even in Minnesota, we are spending significantly less than what the government estimates families like us should be spending just to live. And we're still living a very happy, fulfilling life. And I want that to be a little bit of an inspiration to you guys, because I know how painful it can be to not feel like you're doing well enough in life, or that you don't have enough money, or just, there's a lot that comes with finances. So just know that you can be happy and fulfilled and still live a cheap life.
Yeah.
Like us. But anyway, that is our cost of living as a one income, 2-person, 2.5 with our goyangi household, living in a major US city, still living a good, happy life, and also not putting ourselves in debt. So I hope we can be somewhat of an inspiration to you, regardless of your financial status. And just know that wherever you are at in life right now, you're doing a great job. We're proud of you. And yeah, let's all be happy and fulfilled and have great, wonderful lives. Okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.